ready? You got me running, got me running. Raise your hands up. Raise them up.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Forex Trading Asia Daily Currency Call, episode 291, 17th of May. So, this is the currency call where you will get market economic updates, key support resistance levels, trade ideas, and more. This currency call is going to be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and short-term traders. Here, we will be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential targets and risk. So a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. All right, so let's get started with the dollar index. We have Scott here, Scott Andrews from Forex Briefcase Australia, to share his outlook on the dollar index. Scott.
All right, everyone, and thank you for joining us as well. So to start the week off with, I'll just reflect back on what we saw on Friday as well. So we did see equities rally, and we also saw the US dollar weaken as well. So it did get through 90.50, and it's, consolidating currently right now. So, in regards to the economic data that came out last week, it was, a little bit, not all over the place, but we had very favorable NFP, not NFP results, sorry, that missed, but then we did have the inflation data that suggested that, the CPI numbers were higher than expected, especially month on month. But then what we saw were core retail sales. They missed, the actual was 0%, the forecast was 0.5%, and then retail sales month on month was negative 0.8%, forecast was 1%. So that could be a little bit of a reflection on the stimulus checks that were sent out. They've been spent, and now people are sort of in a situation where they're easing off on spending. And also something to pay attention to that came out last week was the preliminary consumer sentiment data. Actual was 82.8, and the forecast was for 90.2. So it's just suggesting that people are a little less bullish in regards to the future economic outlook in the States. But again, it's, things are pushing this inflation narrative still, but to be honest, the bounce in equity rally, the bounce in the equity markets was really pleasing to see in regards to the direction of the US dollar. So currently, my thought really is I'd like to see it move back up to 90.5. See what it does there. We do have a little bit of stuff coming out later today. We've got some Fed members speaking as well later around 10 p.m. Singapore time, GMT +8. So let's, my thought process would be to wait to see what happens at around 90.5 and then sort of go from there. But again, with this situation with the markets thinking inflation's coming, I like to pay attention to the US equity markets as well to see if we do see some continued strength, or if the Friday night session was, not really conviction, and if we see it flip back to scared markets. But currently it's suggesting to me that, I'm more short biased on the US dollar, but I'll wait and see what it does off 90.50.
Okay, thanks for that, Scott. So right now we'll jump into the currency in focus today, which is the Aussie and Kiwi. So we have Jin Dao Tai here, founder of LCMS Traders, a multi-million-dollar trader trading account with more than $14 million on a daily basis. Jin, pass the time to you now for the currency call.
All right, good morning, everyone. So brand new week again, looking at the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar. We've seen a lot of, as Scott was just showing you guys, we have seen a lot of volatility on the US dollar recently over the past couple of days last week. So what this actually led to, I'll show you first on the charts. We saw the New Zealand dollar when we last spoke about it, expectation was for US dollar weakness, for it to break above that 7293 to go higher. Didn't happen. We actually saw it break below that support level, test the next support at 7167, and now sitting at about 7225. So I'll share with you what could happen to drive these prices a bit later. Aussie dollar as well, we saw it break below 7836 all the way down to about 7730 right now at about 7761, possible bounce back up at this point. So I actually like what Scott said right at the end, where he was saying, looking at possible further short on the US dollar index. We're possibly looking at further US dollar weakness coming around. But before that, we might actually see some volatility, some continuation before that bounce back up. What I mean by that is, if you look at the chart, look at the news here, today being Monday, 17th of May, there's not a lot of US dollar or Aussie dollar news being released this week. Looking at it today, we do have a lot of FOMC members speaking, but these probably not going to move prices too much. All right. At this point, Monday is probably going to be a little bit quiet. You're going to be seeing some trend following price movements come around. And then on Tuesday, we have a lot of pound news, not a lot of US dollar, not a lot of Aussie news. We have the RBA meeting minutes there. They haven't done too much in terms of the RBA actions previously, so the meeting minutes might not change prices too much. But what you look at is building permits here. On Tuesday night, US building permits probably going to stay the same at about 1.770 million. So not too big a change here for April. Housing starts staying the same. So again, some consistency coming around for the US dollar. But what I'm paying a lot of attention to is pound. We'll talk about when it comes to the pound dollar. But we start looking at the US FOMC meeting minutes being released on Thursday morning. Getting a further dive into what the FOMC is thinking, what the FOMC is planning. The meeting minutes will give you the insight into it. So this might actually move prices a little bit. In this case, I think that it might actually disappoint the market a bit. So probably on Thursday morning, we might see some US dollar weakness. I think this might be a news that brings about some US dollar weakness, followed with Aussie employment change numbers, looking at 70.7K to go to 15K, looking at a big drop. So employment numbers might drop here. Unemployment rate staying at 5.6%. In terms of the Aussie dollar, we might actually be looking at some weakness coming around. All right. And then US dollar employment, these are not going to do too much. On Friday, all the way down to the US PMI numbers, manufacturing PMI staying at that 60 zone. So looking at the expansionary phase, with services PMI also staying in the expansionary phase. You're looking at no change on the PMI numbers. This might actually be a false indication, So if it comes out at about 60 plus, you think that it's going to be US dollar strength, but that consistency might have been priced in. We might see some US dollar weakness being coming into the play again. So what all this means, we have got Aussie employment numbers, we've got US PMI numbers, we've got FOMC minutes being released, all that in terms of the charts. Now coming back to the charts again, Aussie dollar here on the H4 time frame, what I think is likely to happen is we might see some continual retracement back down. So we're going to see the Aussie dollar come back down, test 7730 as a support level. We might see it come back down, test that support level before bouncing back up again. So with that US dollar weakness expected, we might see it come back down, test before bouncing back up towards 7836. So I'm looking at this, it might be a little bit too early to buy right now. Let it come back down. It might not come all the way, but let it come back down before looking for that upward move again. So look for buying opportunities at above 7745. You're looking at a 25 pip stop loss for a very good 80 pip take profit level, okay, or even a 90 pip take profit level. You're looking at about a 1:3 risk reward ratio towards the upside for the Aussie dollar. But give it that chance, let it bounce off that support level before testing the next resistance. For the New Zealand dollar in this case, it's actually a little bit different. Okay, New Zealand dollar, I think that the way it's coming back down, testing or looking like it's trying to break below that 7225 level, this might be a trade that you might want to manage a bit closely. If you're looking to sell it down, you could be looking for a 40 pip stop take profit level, for a 20 pip stop loss, 1:2 risk reward ratios towards the downside. Okay, so you're looking at below 7217, looking at a 40 pip stop take profit level for a 20 pip stop loss towards the downside. Then again, similar to the Aussie dollar, you could be looking for that bounce back up again of that support towards the 7225 resistance level. So at this point, a lot of things happening on the Aussie dollar and the Kiwi dollar, but it feels like this week the focus is going to shift back towards the pound, as we see a lot of news being released on the pound economy in terms of CPI numbers, in terms of all the other economic data. So probably shift your attention towards the pound dollar. We will be speaking about that later in the week.
All right, thanks for that, Jin. Just a reminder again, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. All right, so right now, let us get Daniel here, Daniel from LCMS Traders, trading coach, to share a little bit about the Traders Club. Daniel.
Hey, Jinwei, thanks very much. Good morning, everyone, on a Monday. Okay, let me tell you more about LCMS Traders Club. LCMS, itself started in 2014. We have helped hundreds of traders exactly like yourself, going from completely confused, unprofitable, and actually understanding the market. Then finally recovering losses, finally being profitable. Now, for LCMS Traders Club, we would like to talk about here. Let me share the LCMS Traders Club. Okay, the LCMS Traders Club is and we have here a dedicated club platform. It's really a place to be if you are having a serious serious about being profitable in trading. Now, down here we host a community of traders who are sharing strategies, ideas, analysis, monitoring the market together. It's really almost like a professional trading firm. You can see here on the trading floor we have lots of people discussing here on what kind of trades we could do and giving some ideas on what's happening in the market. And also we also have the Market Watch, where we actually analyze the day, like for example, the daily currency analysis here, where it gives you a summary of what happened yesterday and what to look out for the suggestion for the trading opportunities. We also have here the currency watch list. Now, the currency watch list will give you as a snapshot of what's happening in today in the morning, what we see. It will give you some suggestions, idea on what to buy, what to sell, and from which currency, and suggested on what price entry and potential targets. Right. So now, not only that, in here we also have here lots of features on this platform. We have also the let me click here, the calendar. The FX calendar here, the economic news calendar, where you can plan your trades and know what surprises could be coming up in the recent times. And then the data flash, we can get news earlier than anyone expected here. Now, not only that, we also have right here, we also have the live trading sessions in the club. We have coaching on Monday, and Wednesdays we have a live trading sessions where we trade together. Now, these two sessions is where we can guide you through the current market conditions and literally make profits together. Now, if for those of you who have come from the trade Telegram channel, you have been receiving the trade signals late, but here on the platform, you will get the signals 5 minutes earlier than the Telegram channel. You also will learn the strategy and the reasons for every signal on the take profit target. You can see here, this is the signals team. Let me close this here. You got the signals. We will give you out what to tell you what the price to buy, what the stop loss, and what 3 potential targets to do. And we also give you the signal analysis here, where we tell you on why we take the trade and how we take the trade. Now, this platform is available on the web, desktop, and mobile application, which means you can access all contents anywhere, anytime, receive mobile notification on our signals. Now, this club membership is access to the platform. It's worth thousands, but you can join right now for only $49 a month. Now, this is really a place to be if you're serious in trading. So get on board right now. Tidway.
Oh, okay, thanks for that, Daniel. Yeah, so we have come to the end of the session today. I pasted up the link for the Traders Club. Yep, so we will see you guys tomorrow for the Euro currency call. Thank you so much and goodbye.